the knowledge of the triangle of reality.
Foundational basic
Frames of
framework
reference, the sub-concept of
Frame
the
of
source,
reference. The source
those
concept is
whose
called those most
characteristic
foolish and
and
basic and final source
minimal sub-concept is supposed
reference.
for
When the source
frames of
concept of the
reference.
goes
When the
is a
sub-concept of the source
frame about
is in
linguistics is the
favorable
performance
direction,
state of
is
frame of
called the
reference.
standard
From that
frames of
standard frame of
reference.
reference, we will
From
be
the
able to
standard
develop
frames of
powerful source
reference
concepts.
is well
From there, we will
able
change the
favorable
information within us
sub-concept.
toward
From
the
there
positive,
is
more
well
enlightened
change
direction.
the
The cause within us,
information
according to the
within us
moral
towards
perspective, in
more
the soul
positive,
transfer
more
within us,
aligned
and the good
direction.
cause within us,
For
according to the
within
moral
us,
perspective,
according
and
to
the
the moral
favorable
perspective,
circumstance
is
within us,
the sub-concept
three standard
within us,
frames of reference.
and a
The
good
three
for
frames of
within
reference we
us,
have
according to the moral perspective, is a favorable sub-concept within us. Three standard frames of reference, three frames of reference. We have just explored the three major frames of reference that help us interpret the cause of all matter. But according to the formula for the roots of life, that's any field that based on the formula, we can interpret everything in life. Second, we can not interpret
Structure of
using
human
the
being is
formula of the
because
roots
you
of
have
life.
the
We use
total
the
format. You
structure of
must be
human being
going
to
to that
explain
point.
everything.
Being going to that family means
Therefore,
you must
anyone who
prefer
starts the
preparation
calculation
or thorough
or
from
blaming their
parents who
parents or
creative
relating
only
the
then
consequence
does
of
this
it
align with your total
reality
karma.
structure of
Your
human being,
merit
because
and
you
virtue
have a
whether
data
you
complete
would
karma,
have
you
been
must
born
be
into
born into
different
the
families.
that
But
family.
because your
And
total karma is that
being
way,
born into
you are
that
compelled to
family
be born
means
into
you
that
must
family.
suffer.
And desire
If you
understanding
married and
you realize
virtue
to me
were
instantly
you could
that is
have
a
been
type of
born into different
enlightenment
families. That
about
is a
human
type
life.
of
Suddenly, we no
enlightenment
longer
about
blame
human
family
life.
members because
Immediately,
we
we
have
no
to
longer
clear
blame family
our
member
total
because
karma
we
as
have a
in that
true and
aspect.
to the
But
karma as
after
is
gaining
it. But
insight, we change our
gaining
status
aside, we change our
awareness to
state of
change our
awareness
total
to change
karma.
our total
Because
karma.
according to perspective,
According
the
to the
triangle of reality, what
perspective
we
of the
know, we
triangle of
live, what
reality,
we
what we know,
understand,
we
we
live
receive
and
our reality.
respect
There is
our
nothing
reality. There is no
wondrous
more
that changing what we
one
know,
more
we
for us
believe, and what we
to
understand to
than
change the
changing
reality
what
of our
we know,
lives.
believe, and
Have to
understand to
apply the
change
three
the
frames of
reality
reference
of
in
our
life.
life. How to
What must
apply
be
the
done to
three
change
frames
that
of
person
reference in
reality, to
life?
change his
What must
reality, change
be
the
done
soul
to change
concept,
a person's
change the
reality? To change a
enlightenment
person's
within the
reality, we
person by
change the
accumulating
sub-concept,
merit and
change the
virtue,
electromagnetic
change the
within the
mental
person
images,
by
and then thereby
accumulating merit,
change
virtue, and
so
change the
if
mental
someone asks
limit.
any advice
And
to
then
changing his
their
life,
life will
what
change. If
advice do
someone
you
asks
give?
us to
First,
apply
we
to
must have
changing
to understand what
like
creates
what
the root of the
advice
life,
would you give?
creates the
What
root of the
we
life.
must have the
First, the
understanding
effort
what
to
creates the
integrate
the
the
root of life,
circumstance
what
according
creates
to
the root
scientific
of a person's life. The third primary for interpretation is according to the scientific perspective. It is created by the very mental limit you know about that thing. The second thing. To change mental limit, you must accumulate merit and virtue to change the actual vibration frequency. We must study to change the self-concept in our mind, and then life will change. The receive and change following reality with the type of
when we
reality. When
interact with
we
someone who
interact
has
with
good
someone who
reality
has
about
a good
something we
reality
desire,
about
if
something
that person
we
gives us
desire,
the
if the
full
person
concept
gives
of
us
that thing,
the
meaning
full
they let
concept
us
about
know how
that
they
thing,
know, they
meaning
believe it,
they
how they
let us
understand it,
know,
then we will
they know,
acquire the same reality as
and
them.
how they
But if we
understand
want to
when
transfer
we
reality to
will
others, we only need to
acquire
let
the
others know
same
and let
reality.
go of it, how we
And what
believe in it,
if we
how we
want to
understand it.
change reality other? We only need to
Depends
let
on
know
transfer the
we know
self-concept
about
to
it,
them.
how he believe in it,
And
and
they
how
will
he
have the
understand
same
in it.
reality as them.
Other, what's the we transfer the sub-concept to them.
Lesson 4, richness in
Rich
wisdom.
in wisdom. This life is truly happy when we know about wisdom. We learn about four types of people: the wisdom person, the sage person, the prudent person, and the erudite person. Observation show that the people highly value the wisdom. Ủa nhà mình không đọc nữa à?
Wisdom
The
richness.
wisdom is wisdom, richness.
Really, so what the researchers so this concept often feels vaguer in our minds.
And by
Curiosity,
wisdom now,
everyone
what
says
view
the
our
person
lies
but wisdom. It's
the
only wisdom
lie
now
and
that we
what
realize
exactly
that
is
we lack.
wisdom
Like
regarding
that is
religion and
it's
wisdom.
only wisdom
The
now what
term
is
is
will
you,
our life.
while in silence the term
Exactly
when
in
is
wisdom
you.
regarding vision.
Intelligent people
Wisdom the
post
term
thinking
people use
wisdom
in
different
mind in
from knowledge. The
science
person
term
is someone
doesn't
who
discriminate
understands many aspects more
wisdom
profoundly
also
than
acknowledge
others, but
that
they may
person
not
someone who
necessarily possess
understands many
wisdom.
aspects more
However, a
profoundly than
person who
others,
possesses
but they may
wisdom
not
has
necessarily
the
possessing it.
opportunity
However,
to
a person
become
possessing
wisdom is
it
a
as a
self-foundation,
human
a
is that
self-assuredness,
wisdom is
and the
the
foundation,
foundation
the
of the
prudence.
foundation prudence.
Therefore, when we become
Therefore,
a
when
person
we
with
become a
wisdom,
person
we
with
have a
wisdom,
foundation to
we have a
become
foundation to
any
become anyone
desire.
desire.
Let us
Let's
understand
understand
the
how
concept of
concept of
wisdom. What
wisdom
defines a
defines a
person with
person with
wisdom? How does
does
one
one
cultivate
cultivate
wisdom?
wisdom to us. Information structure of wisdom. How the society
Clearly
overvalues
and
the word wisdom.
gradually lie a line
Misunderstanding
of
of
wisdom within ourselves.
academic background or
Children
not
society
identify
overvalues
this
the
concept
word
as belief
wisdom,
and gradually lies a stand of
misunderstanding that wisdom comes
ourselves.
from academic
Slowly, our society
background and knowledge. Wisdom is simply understood as a concept we bring to the
academic
set up
background
in
or
the
knowledge.
perception awareness.
This
There
is
are
simply
high
understood
level
as a
in the
concept
perception
referring to the set of inner
corresponding to
awareness.
five level
High
wisdom.
level
Level one is
wisdom
the set up in the perception regarding people, object, event, phenomenon, and circumstances.
Level one is a set of
Discerning
Level
right
2
or
is
wrong
the state
about
inner
what to do and
perception
when
that
to
the
do,
source of
when
life
something
determines
should not be
by
done.
reaching
Level
self
two
from
is the
oneself.
set up
Level
in the
3
perception
is
of
the
the
state
source
inner
of
emptiness,
lies
where
originates
each
stem
external
from
knowledge
oneself.
is the
Level
inner
three is
result.
state of
Level
inner
4 is the
emptiness
cause
and
of
core is
convincing state
nature.
of inner
Knowing state
where
of
we
inner
first
self.
must
Level five is the all
also that a higher
state
level
of
into
inner self. We should
reality
not
better, where
assume
the
that a
wearable is
higher
using
level
the inner perception
inherits
ability
better.
to
What is
circumstances.
value
Level
is
1 of
using the
perception,
inner
with
perception
this
to
level
approach
of
the
perception, one can
circumstances.
only
Level
see
one
our children
perception.
wrong.
With this
Our
level one
one is
perception,
incorrect.
all
With this
day we
perception is
only
wrong.
see our
Our
children
that person
as
is a bad
wrong,
wrong. We
why
claim
as
that if one
incorrect. That
consistently
action is
using
wrong,
level 1
and
wisdom,
that
the
pupil
change
has
suffering
by
will
for
be prolonged,
if
and
someone
especially
consistently
those
use
who
level one
adhere
wisdom,
to the
the chain of
scientific
suffering
perspective
will
as
be
technique,
broken.
keeping this level in work matter
And
in fulfillment. But if
ultimately,
this level
suffering with
of
people will
perception is
continue.
maintained toward
Level two,
people
a
failing to
person
separate from
perception.
personal
Level two
non-person
is the
and
state
kept
of inner perception that the
fundamentally
source of life
suffering with people
originates stem from
unalienable.
oneself.
Level
The
2
meaning
perception.
is
Level
that
2 is the state of
we
perception
feel
that a
that
source of
everything
life
problem arising in
existing
our
state
life
from
originates
oneself.
from
The meaning is
within themselves.
that
However,
every
we
problem
neither
arises in
resent
all
ourselves
originates from within ourselves.
or blame
However, we
ourselves
neither
or
resent
others. If
ourselves
we
nor blame
strongly
ourselves
grasp
or others.
the
If we
formula for the
totally
source of
grasp
life
or learn for
originates
the source of
and
life,
use
we
that
can
knowledge
accept
to
that
share
knowledge
with many
is
people
the
to have
ultimate
them understand our
determinant in our
perspective
perception.
will
This
simply the
can
right
be read
level
in
too.
level 2.
This knowledge
It
so
means that
This
the
means
knowledge
that
regarding the
the
triangle
knowledge
reality of our
regarding the
perception,
triangle of
level 1
reality
perception,
have
but
a
most
perfect
perception.
level.
In contrast,
One
in all
perception
the
but
knowledge of the
move
polar
flow to
perception by
level two.
using how to phrase
Level
all the
three, a
perception to level
perspective.
2
Level
while
three is the
moving
state of
also to
inner
level 3.
emptiness when
Level 3 of
we receive a
perception of
message.
level
For
3 is
example,
a
when
state in
we
a percent
face
emptiness
a
will be
person,
the
an
message
object,
First
and
of all, when of the
circumstances
case the person
abnormally
adopts
and
a
anything
disabled
else. We
state,
hear and see the
phenomena
message
or
and
anything else, hear
process
and see the
ourselves.
message
Immediately
transmitted
we
from the
receive
outside.
it within
Immediately we receive it
ourselves. Hearing
and the
something
same
entirely is
sincerity within
attached to
ourselves,
the
hearing
nature
and
of
seeing
being.
without any
That
being
very
attached to
moment,
the
the
study.
state of inner emptiness, with the accumulative blessing and merit will have the moment if someone has not yet opened state of inner perception. However, only from the moment this state of inner perception is open do we truly begin to step into the world of the inner self. If it hasn't been open yet, we have merely review
He
of
gradually
logic
approaching
is level
every
4
form
of
of
perception.
perception.
Level
Therefore,
4
is
is
the
a
natural
nature
is
known
that
state
inner
of
self.
inner self.
This state
Data
appears
state appear frequently arousal word in
people
some
who
famous
suddenly
people
know
suddenly
something,
know
leading to great
something,
invention,
leading a great
creation,
invention,
with
creation,
an
and write
individual
a book
leaders
with
that benefit
that
society.
benefits society.
Then how wisdom is also known as wisdom
Therefore,
without
for wisdom is
wisdom.
there
Wisdom
are
that is
two
not caused by a
concepts,
teacher. There
paucity
are two
and
concepts,
city, mean our wisdom and
wisdom in a
understanding
teacher
have
means
been
our
taught
wisdom
by
and
a
understanding
teacher.
being
Paucity mean
taught by
our
teacher. Positive
understanding
means
is not
our
taught by a
understanding is not
person
taught by a
without what
person
from
with
way.
not is from space visualization from our
Five
total knowledge.
perception
There are
level
moments
is
when
the
we say
old
our
and
perception
encompassing
evolves
state of the
naturally
inner
because
self.
natural
When the
what to
old
say, naturally what to do, but
encompassing
process
state of
of
the
current
inner self is
circumstances.
open, the
Level five
worldview
perception,
is
level five
unbased.
the
Some
encompassing
people
state of
sitting
inner self.
in one
When
place can
the
see
all the encompassing
where is the
state inner
world.
self
When
is open
facing a
to all
free
view
whole,
is unveiled.
some
Some
can
people sitting in
encompass
also
that people
because
path
they
and
anyway.
future,
When
knowing
face a
that their
person,
past
some
were
can a person
life
they
and
knowing
what
that their
their
past life
future will
and what
be.
future jump from to observe.
Furthermore, some
The
people
level every
sitting
space
in one place
knowing
can
where the
see
place
through everything
is to
everywhere.
exist.
Their
There is
state of
possible.
perception are
Some
core
people
level
sitting
5
in one
perception.
place can
However,
see
we
through
should not
everywhere. This
opening
depth
this
perception are
for
called five.
our normally
However, it's not
lecture
the occurrences
indicate that
or
open up
our
to
knowledge
level
that species
3
as
or
a
level
that
4
open
is
to level three, level four is
sufficient. Opening to
opening
level
to
5
five
means life
require
will
longer
no
in
longer
order a
be
wisdom rich
normal.
person is someone who's
If
in
you
a perception
married
understands the
manage
problem
to
that
open
right
level 5,
is
level
open to
4,
level
three
four, level
wisdom,
three
but
wisdom,
from
the
a
problem
why.
complexity that is not present
A person with wisdom, a person with level 1 wisdom
wisdom
is
level five
someone
is
whose state of inner
a person
perception
with
can
wisdom. A person with
derive
wisdom is
right
someone
from
who's
wrong,
in
true
perception
or
can
false,
distinguish right from wrong, true from
shouldn't
false,
and good from
truth from
bad,
truth,
connecting
true from
object,
bad.
events,
Us in
phenomena,
object and
circumstances, and
phenomenal
people. A
circumstances and
person
people.
with
A
level 2
person with level
wisdom
two
is
wisdom
someone
is
whose
someone
state
who's
of inner
inner
perception
perception holds
holds
that
that the
of
source of
life
life
can be unique.
origin begin
They
with
are
me. They
someone
are
who
someone who
thoroughly
thoroughly
understand and
understand
perceive that all
perspectives that
objects,
all
events,
objects and
origin
events
from themselves,
originate from themselves,
stemming from
stemming
their own mental
from
state
their
and
own mental state
object
and not
self.
from the
A person
object
who level
itself.
two
A
wisdom does
person
not
with
know
level
things
2 wisdom
from
does
the
not see
outside,
change from
very
the
perceive
outside, but
the
really
need for
percepts
change
the
from within
need to
inner
change
self.
from
Holds
within
the
the
inner
inner
thought
self. They
seeking
hold the
change.
inner
Answer
thought
is the
seeking
beginning
change from
suffering. Then
other
what now is the
being.
beginning of happiness. A person with
They
level
are
four
someone
wisdom is
who
someone who
always
state of
live in
inner
the
perception
present,
with
be at ease, and
of
live
the
content
phenomenal
within a
circumstances
sight
just
within
without problem.
themselves. They
They are
are
someone
someone
who's
who
already
always knows they
present
are hearing,
reality and is
saying, and
concerned with
knowing they
harmony
are
with itself. They are
someone
person who's always
attain the state of
they are
peace and
hearing
joy
knows saying knows
and
they are knowing. Is
energetically.
they are
A
someone who
person with level four wisdom is someone
keeps
whose state of
enjoying
inner
and
perception
inner
naturally know what
tranquility.
to
Person
say.
with level four wisdom is someone whose state of inner perception is natural know what to say, natural know what to do is not appropriate for the person's first
Naturally know
circumstances.
what to do.
No understand sense that have seen spoken no past. There's someone whose electromagnetic frequency can access by visualization. A person who has why wisdom is someone whose state of inner perception is unhindered by space and time. There are someone who has a fully open the five
If
eyes.
someone always
Have
carry
three eyes,
this
Dharma,
free energy source
energy suffering
within
wisdom.
them, that a
Wisdom that is
person possesses the
meditation of
energy
wisdom.
of wisdom.
The
A
object of
person
this
who
enjoy
maintains this
the
energy source
energy of
within
tolerance and
them
acceptance,
will
energy of appreciation
generally
and gratitude. It's someone
illuminate
always has
everywhere they go.
three
If we
energy
can
sources.
calculate
That a person
and
possesses
maintain
energy of
the
wisdom.
three energy source,
A
we
person who
can say that
maintains his
person
energy source
consistently.
within them
There
will
is
never
also defined as a person with
anyway
weak
knows and
mental
fully
state.
and
A person
maintains that
with
the
a
source
weak mental
particularly
state
can
is someone
say
who
a
can
person considered
with
one love,
the energy of
provision and
wisdom. Peace
active.
and joy.
A
The
state of
fourth is
feeling,
the
tolerant,
energy source.
assistant, rational, peace
Peace
and
and joy.
confidence.
We have had an
The also define
opportunity
person
to
with
learn about
mental
the state state of
A
inner
person with
emptiness.
which mental state is
Thankful
one
and peace and
clarity
joy
and pure.
are three terms
Peace and joy
representing that
refers
when
into the energy
we
source of peace
persist
and joy which provides
within
the
ourselves,
opportunity
the
to learn
state of
about
inner
the
emptiness
inner
will
emptiness.
be
Similarly,
and
thankful and peace and
and
joy
the
are
state of
three
peace
terms
and joy
representing
will be
when
attained.
we perceive
From
a
this
purity
perspective,
without
is
ourselves, the
information.
state of
When
inner
the
emptiness
information exists,
initiates
the
and
energy
the
of
state of
thankful
peace
will
and
be
joy will be
intervened, and the
attained.
mental
From the
material
perspective
manifestation is the
spirituality,
peace and joy
information
of the
as
inner self.
information exists. The energy of
Letting go,
thankfulness stated as
stopping,
material manifestation is the peace and joy
catching
of
up.
the
Peace
inner
and
self.
joy is a state
Let
of
go,
inner
stop,
perception
peace is catching up.
stemming from
Peace and joy is a state of
the
inner perception,
sensitivity
stemming
within
from the
oneself,
spiritual
arising from
sensitivity
merely
within
seeing, saying, and
oneself,
knowing
rising
within
from
or
merely
touching
seeing,
the
saying, knowing
nature
without
of
attachment
feeling,
to the
player
nature
of the
and
person. Peace
feeling
and
layers
joy is
of
a
the
state
person.
of inner perception in
This
which
enjoys state
desire,
of inner
diligence
perception
regarding
emotion is
well
both
feel
linear and emotion
appearance, reputation,
reputation
sleep,
forcefully are
let
like
go,
stop
stop,
sleep.
yes, cut up. Peace and joy is
Peace
a
and
state
joy
of
is a
inner
state of
perception,
inner
knowing
perception of
oneself,
knowing oneself is
hearing, knowing oneself
knowing
is
oneself
seeing,
is saying, knowing oneself is saying,
and
oneself is
knowing
knowing.
oneself is knowing.
People do
So
suppose
do
peace
we
and joy, for
possess peace
example,
and joy.
if
For
you are
example, if we are
angry with
angry
a
with
community
your
and
people,
practicing desire is regardism.
so at the
You
moment
let go
we
of the desire
ignite
is
the
regardism.
energy
Matter
of
virtue is
peace
peace.
and joy,
And
but
not
3 days
go inside
later, if
without any
we
burden
some
to
our
the
desire and
achieve
delusion
peace and
regarding
joy.
the
But
children
3 days later will
and
desire
ignite
delusion regarding
with
the
them
child
again, we must
become another
the
peace
energy
and
source of
peace.
peace
The
and joy
energy
again.
source
So how
again.
do we maintain the
How do
most
we maintain the most
sustainable source of peace
sustainable
and
source
joy?
of
The
joy?
information
The
of peace
information
and
of peace
joy
and joy
stem
stems from
from
things
the
we
science
within
within
ourselves. It's
ourselves.
originated from merely
For
seeing and
example, if
knowing without
someone
attachment
tells
to
us
nature and
something at that moment, we
instantly we
know
manifest
we are
the
listening
quality
in
of peace
peace
and
and
joy.
joy.
For
If
example,
we
someone
see an
tells us
event,
something
we
about us
know we
moment
are
we know
just
are
seeing
listening
it and
peace
we
and joy and
so
we
we
see
see
and
in
even we
peace and
know
joy. When a person
it's
has
seeing
peace
with
and joy
joy. A
inside,
person with peace and joy tends to
by the
see
nature of
nature
that
of that
person,
person.
if desire
If
and
the person
delusion
oriented
are
positively is
positive,
raising
is raise
the
the
energy
energy
vibration
vibration
frequency. As the
frequency.
internally
Therefore, we are
manifested in
always full energy
typically a
if we
super high
maintain peace
energy
and
source.
joy
A person
within
is
the inner self.
distinguished
The
in the energy zone
energy is
manifesting
always
below the
supremely
frequency.
high
Therefore,
since
we are
it
always full
originates
energy
from
which
within
is
us
one
based on
in
the
the inner
principle
self.
that
Energy
we are
always
the
super high
energy
since
generator.
originality
If
we
it
are
is blocked, it is due
generator
to
is
our desire and
sensitive to our
illusion.
desire and illusion.
Have we ever
Have you
used a
ever used
phone
a
that
phone at
freezes
least a
or a
computer
computer
basic
that
simply
freezes our life?
what to use
What to
to
do?
stand restart it from the
It
beginning.
is a sign
So
of
all
wisdom,
it is that
energy,
similarly
one
no
of
matter that detail we have like paralysis
and our wisdom
button in the support energy
naturally
initiator with some everything
expressing
from the
and
learning. Privacy, actions that use
circulating
manually
the three
successfully.
bottom
Rapid
daily
tolerant
and
energetic
frequently
button
will
release the cause.
convey
Rapid
wisdom.
peace
If
and
we
joy
want to
button
develop
reset
and create
awareness and
the
wisdom.
of
And
knowledge, we
rapid
use
and
appreciation and
facilitating the
gratitude.
button
If we
daily
want to
and
learn
weekly
and develop
will
knowledge
be
from
wisdom.
people, we
If you
use
want to evolve to
tolerance
improve
and
the knowledge using
acceptance.
you
Wisdom
want to
will
learn
help
and
us
develop knowledge
understand many
from
things in
people
life.
and
This
use of
means
tolerance and
the energy
acceptance.
source of peace
Understanding
and
the
joy has
development of
been
understand many
into
things in life.
is the
This means
human
energy source as
connection
well as a
coming.
initiated.
The
When it is
energy
mentioned
source
coming
were intimate
and better and
beforehand, leading
multiply
to that outcome.
rising, but
Tolerance
energy
and
initiated
acceptance. The second
beforehand leading
energy
to
power
that
of
outcome.
wisdom is
Third,
tolerance and
attachment.
acceptance.
Have
According
anything
to
with
the
wisdom,
UNESCO
tolerance and
Unified
acceptance
Nation,
according
tolerance
to
and acceptance is
co-regulation. Person
respecting
is
and understanding the
accepting
difference of other regarding
understanding the
custom,
different
way of
answer
life,
regarding
religion,
why
belief,
to
race,
why,
and
reason,
method of
belief,
action.
method of action,
Allowing others to
allowing
do
answer
things
to think
we do
to
not approve within
the
a
person
certain
will
limit
guide
to
them
guide them
voluntarily or
voluntarily toward
according to
goodness.
human the
Anything
reference system tolerance and
happening in
certain set
the
of people
mind due to
of
external
non-attachment
circumstances,
to
tolerance
any
and
activity in life
exception
internal
is a
circumstances.
state of inner
Tolerance
perception
and acceptance
in
is a
which
state of
desire
inner
and
perception
delusion
in
are
which
stopped.
desire
Tolerance
and
and
stopped.
perception
Tolerance and
is a
acceptance
state
is
of
a
inner
state of
perception
inner
which
perception in
desire
which
and
desire and
delusion are
delusion are
stopped.
stopped.
Who
Those
have
who
still with
study
the
the
principle of subconscious
operation
operation
and
and
understand
understand
knowledge.
total
You
karma
understand
will understand
when
it when an
undesirable
undesirable
events come
even
to us, meaning
come to earth, meaning undesirable fruit has
long cause and effect we
should
should
cause
not
and effect
think
have
that but
and then
in
ever we
operation
like
of
to
an
run
effect
and
and
acceptance
that
so
however we like tolerance
undesirable
and
so
acceptance
continue to
become
accumulate to hearing
continuous
seeing saying
accumulate
and
to
knowing is
hearing
a
seeing saying and
negative
knowing
direction.
integration. A new seed carrying negative electromagnetic charge is shown into our subconscious. Do you think the future result
A negative direction and the causal and effect and rise. Why must we so tolerant and acceptance toward others? Because the result we have today were already
negative direction
dictated
and
by
thought and
our
effect and
Tutukama.
right here?
If the
Why
Tutukama
must we so
not
tolerant
accept, we could not receive
because
that
our heart today were
result.
already
When
predicted by our
Tutukama
total
went
knowledge?
to knowledge
That do not
dictates
do not receive,
test
we do not receive the result. If
that we must fail even
and
if no one pushes us, we
we
will chip over the banana
the
peel.
knowledge dictates that we must succeed. With our manner,
No
no,
longer see
who
people
is
as
then this part.
even
Understand
ourselves. If we
no
can
longer see people as a
tolerant
program,
and acceptance towards the person we have and the undesirable cause and effect when is occurring to us
why? Because
appreciation
we
and
are able to
gratitude.
tolerate
Before
and
we
should
can
towards the
practice
person. We
appreciation
have
and gratitude, we need to understand the concept of
appreciation
acknowledge the thankful
can practice
fullness before we can practice
understand the concept.
appreciation and gratitude. We need to understand the
Before we
concept
can practice
of
appreciation and gratitude, we need to
knowledge.
understand the
Thank
concept
you,
of knowledge.
thankfulness. What is
What is the acknowledging
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 thankfulness?
is a
Thankfulness
key
is the key to
master.
opening the door
If
to
someone
mastering
possesses the
life.
set
If someone possesses
acknowledging
the set
thankfulness
of
to be graduate to
acknowledge
into
thankfulness, they will
gratitude.
appreciation and gratitude means focusing on things that align with positive desire. Therefore, when we use the term acknowledge, it is synonymous with recovering the good and positive detail, receiving the good thing about that person or event. Acknowledge oneself means acknowledge one our contact, it means choosing the context that several as a correction, the thing result one life share with other is stealing the story.
Acknowledging oneself for
So,
today's self.
how
Though
to
those
acknowledge,
know to
be
thankful
thankful for their
like
life like, and
and
acknowledge
acknowledge
and be
and be
thankful
thankful for
for
what
what we learn in the
that
past will become
become
rid
greater
of.
up teller in the
We
future.
accumulate negative merit for our children. If parents know how to acknowledge our children, will be very happy in the
And our
future. The child
person
who
is
has a
so
father, mother who know how to
continuously
acknowledge
to
and be
integrate
thankful
our
for
children.
the
If
past
parents know how
context
to
that
the
create
children happy in
who
the future,
the
the child
parent
will
are
father and mother
accumulate from a
how
very
to
standard
acknowledge
set of
and be
belief,
thankful
always
for
acknowledge and being thankful for the
that
that.
create whose
Good
parents
for
are
them, this creates
actually
a very
awareness that
special
there's
field
healthy.
in the
How they
future. There
acknowledge
is
and
no
give
need to
thankful
talk
for
much
other
if
their fathers
we
for them.
also carry
This
a
creates a
energy
very
source
social
of
child
peace and
future.
tolerance
No need
and
to talk
acceptance and
about
appreciation and
energies of
gratitude. It is
enjoy.
even
Tolerance
more
and
wonderful because we
appreciation
are used
is
energy of
even more
wisdom.
wonderful because we are
Our children
wisdom
like
to
key
illuminate
points. They are three key points. First,
three
acknowledge and be thankful for
there are
oneself. Second, acknowledge
people.
the
First,
contribution people
acknowledge
bring
and
to
be
us.
thankful
Third,
for
acknowledge
oneself.
the concept of
Second,
life
acknowledge
in
the
general that
contribution
has led to
people
who
bring
we
to
are
us.
today. A person's life
Acknowledge
is
the
like
concept of
right,
life is
beautiful, and
generous
every
and
event
translated
meaning.
to who
We
we
know
are
how
today.
to
A
acknowledge
person's
and
life is
be
like a
thankful
river
for everything
for
we
a very man,
experience. Then
meaning
we
know
ever
how
we
to
go so we
acknowledge and be thankful for everything we
authority
experience.
put the
And
energy source of
wherever
analytic
we go, we
thankfulness and
bring positive
appreciation and
attitude to the
gratitude. The
energy source
energy
of
source of
encouraging and
appreciation
thankfulness
and
and
gratitude
appreciation and
always
gratitude.
exist
That
within
is
us
sort
when
of
the
appreciation
energy
and
source
gratitude
of
always is in us. When
appreciation
the
and
energy sort of
gratitude is
appreciation and gratitude is
present.
present,
Resentment does
resentment
not
does not
exist.
exist.
Where there is
There is a tension
appreciation
of
and
between
gratitude has it
has disappeared.
appear.
Resentment is like
Resentment
darkness.
is like
When
darkness.
resentment
When
appears,
resentment
darkness puts
appear,
in, and
darkness
light
put in.
vanishes. When
It
officers
is
keep on
obvious
is
that
opportunity
she
to
is my
love
wife, so
and
she must
rescue
take
them
care
appear.
of me.
Therefore,
This
response does
way,
that my
obvious
parents
that
and
he
parents
is
child.
my
So the
husband, so
master
he
must take
must
care
be
of the
like
child.
that.
It's
Obvious
officers
that
that
you
teach
are
my wife, so she must take care of
supposed
me this
to
way. It's the officers
be
that
to
is
work,
my
so
husband.
you
He
must
must be
pay
like
my
that.
salary.
If he
That is
doesn't
why
use the
someone
company
who is
because we try to work and
paid
must pay
for
my salary.
20 years
It's
in
why some
21
company pay for 30 years
pays
and
difficult and
31
actually
when the company
full
will go
salary for a
people
few months
simply
employees
go to
stick
my
with, and
try
this
and
was a
for the company.
company.
There are two men
The
who
background
and
asked
so
why
he was
only
tried
one
by an
point today.
evident
The
from
young
relationship
man
for years
replied,
before any
I
means
got married last month and need to
the
save
people
a
asked
bit
why
of
only one
money,
point
so
today.
I will only
Reply,
give you
I got
one
married
point
last month. I
from
need to save
now.
a
The
bit money.
beggar
I
slapped
will give you
the
one
young
point
man
from now
across the
on.
face
The
and
dealer
said,
said it's among everyone.
Your
It's
wife who took
it's your
one
wife
point
took me
from
one
me.
point from me regarding our
This
love
appears
life.
to
The
we should
interest as
ask
a sign of
ourselves how
officer
many
speaking
people
correct to the
practice
sentiment will
this secret
automatically
in
disappear
our
too.
existence
We should
today.
ask
Is
ourselves how
not
many
to
people
mention
might
our
be related
development is
in
a
our
vast
existence
appreciation
today.
and
This
gratitude
email
is stirred
not
up in the
mention our
emotion
moment is fast.
when
Appreciation
before an
gratitude
object
is a
event phenomenon or person.
emotional
It is an
movement.
internal state
Before
where
an active event,
obvious
phenomenon or
us
person
taking
is the
for
internal
granted
state
does
of
not
where
exact. It is
officer taking
the
public does not
state
exist.
when
It's that
we
when we
acknowledge the
acknowledge
reason
the
for the
reason of
present
the present,
important
the
and
important is the
usefulness
usefulness of
people and
people
all
and
things. The state
just that
when we
when we now
acknowledge the
appreciate
reason
the
for
reason for
present, the
that facing the
important and
important and
the
the usefulness of
usefulness
people and all things. In
inner
the
emotion
emotional
state
state of
of
integrating
being.
thought, move is a state
It
of
is something
feeling.
the
It's
self receives
something
that
we do
goes
reserve
beyond
soon
the
our full
desire and illusion
it's something the
regarding the
self-perceived
reality
beyond the
of
desire and
well
regarding the
appearance,
reality of our
reputation, food, and
appearance,
sleep.
reputation, food,
For
or sleep.
instance,
For
someone
example,
is
someone fall
heavy.
into ripple situation and that moment can no longer
That
enact the
person was
collective
not within our
person,
desired
someone has to
illusion
be
as
injured and
someone
develop
who
from
could have
everyone was
yesterday
have
offer assistance
that
in our
that
time
person
of
could have
danger. At that moment, we
someone
are
appears
deeply
that
moved.
person has never
Thus,
seen our illusion
difficulty
as someone who
arise
could have
because we lack
that
the inner
for
emotion
existence in
state of
ourselves.
inner touch
Direction
moved
as that
by
moment
people.
we keep
Or
moving.
connection
That
and
person
development
causes the lack of
like
emotional
happen
state of
because
evening.
of that moment
Connection
of
developer is
feeling
this
moved.
often because
Taking
that
for
memory.
granted is
Officer
an
taking for granted is the universe
therefore
internal
maintain
mental
appreciation
state
and
also,
gratitude
but we
toward
can
your
control our
spouse,
mental
children, and
state.
parents.
Therefore,
We
the
should not
appreciation
care
and
if
gratitude
they are
our
thankful
spouse,
and
children,
moved
parents,
by
we
us,
should
and
be
if
happy
they
enough to
practice
say are
their
thankful and moved
appreciation
by us.
and
If
gratitude
they
towards
practice
us, we
appreciation and
only
gratitude to
manage
others, we
ourselves,
only
that
manage
is
ourselves
ourselves,
that
and
reason
we
cause
will reap
we will
the
reach
fruit
to
later.
greater
If we
greater
analyze the
anxious
physical and state of
difficulty
people,
and
their desire
state of
and delusion
people.
grow,
As a
our
study
action
people,
must
our
become
action will
even
become more
and greater only
certainly
than
and
we
greater
people
only
we more.
humble. Therefore,
However, if a customer are not made
how to
aware
influence.
of this
However,
over
our
time, it
husband have
can
not been aware of this
in
over
an
time.
instant. If
Unless
company
they are
employee, leader, and
if company
produce
employees
supervise
listen
developer
across the big
know how to manage
management
the call.
meaning that process of customer
And the
behavior
critique of
and
appreciation
maintain operation gratitude of
appreciation lead to
and they
possession,
operation
gratitude lead
gratitude
to
answers the
external
customer finds
existence.
or not. We
Material
manage
manifestation of
and
wisdom. The material manifestation of wisdom is
operation lead
simply
to possession
joyful,
gratitude
shutting light.
and
Simplicity lead to lightness.
material
Truth
manifestation
tells
is
lead to light. kindness, we all want to joyful.
Nothing like
Uh,
simplicity to
if we
joyful.
judge people, we are like. If a person like is here, we say lecture type.
Simple and joy.
We should know use the word simply as a first word when saying about everything in life. Someone asks the first word we say is simply. If someone asks if we can do something, if someone guide us step by step, we can do it. We don't know anything because we are new. But we see it as simple. For example, if someone talk about consulting and training on the inner self, helping a person understanding the inner self and live in peace and joy. If we enroll in the inner self consulting and training expert programs and study and good inner self consultant and train by our learning, we can do it what we big deal. We haven't done it yes, but we see it as simple because we see other doing it simply. Here are some quotes from experts that you can refer to the few fully understand the concept. Conclusion, we have just explored the concept of wisdom through the information structuring of wisdom, the energy structuring of wisdom, and the material manifestation of wisdom. The express appreciation and gratitude to the high mentor for their guidance, appreciation and gratitude for the knowledge, and appreciation and gratitude for the causes and connection within total karma that gives the earth opportunity to access and receive this precious knowledge, written in wisdom. Speaking that, what is wisdom according to the guidance of the master? Wisdom is simply understood as a concept referring to a state of inner perception. There are 5 states of inner perception corresponding to 5 levels of wisdom. How many steps of inner perception are there? What are they? 5 states of inner perception. Level 1 is state of inner perception regarding people, object, events, phenomena, and circumstances, discerning right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, and whether something should or should not be done. Level 4 is a state of inner perception that is a source of light, origin from one level. Level 3 is the state of inner emptiness. Level 4 is the natural knowing state of inner self. Level 5 is the all-encompassing state of inner self. What is a person with wisdom? A person with wisdom is someone whose state of inner perception transcends or rising problems. What's a person with level 1 wisdom? A person with level 1 wisdom is someone whose state of inner perception distinguish between right or wrong, true or false, should or should not, good and bad regarding object, events, phenomena, circumstances, and people. What's a person with level 2 wisdom? A person with level 2 wisdom is someone whose state of inner perception holds that the source of light originates from oneself. Is someone who thoroughly understands the and perceive that all objects and events originate from themselves, stemming from their own mental seeds and not from the object itself. Is someone who does not seek change from the outside but really perceive the need for change from within the inner self. Is someone who holds the inner tenet to demand change from other is the beginning of suffering. Changing oneself is the being of happiness. What a person with level 3 wisdom. A person with level 3 wisdom is someone who set up in a perception, view people, objects, events, phenomena, and circumstances as having emptiness. Is someone who always perceives people, objects, events, phenomena, and circumstances as in having family without problem is someone who always live in the present reality and live constantly with the truthfulness within themselves. Is someone who always know they are hearing, know they are seeing, knows they are saying, and knows they are knowing. Is someone who attains the state of peace and joy and inner tranquility. What's a person with level 4 wisdom? A person with level 4 wisdom is someone who state of inner perception naturally knows what to say and naturally knows what to do that is appropriate for the current circumstances. Is someone who can connect with knowledge and understanding that transcend what they have years seen, spoken, and know in the past. Is someone who electromagnetic frequency can assess the
someone who can
civilization of space. What a person with level 5 wisdom, a person with level 5 wisdom is someone who state of inner perception is unhindered by space and time. Is someone who has fully opened the five eyes: physical eye, wisdom eye, human eyes, Dharma eyes, and Buddha eyes, according to the Buddha frames of reference.
Uncontrolled space and time. Is someone who has a fully opened the five eyes, physical eyes, wisdom eyes, even heavenly eyes, Buddha eyes, according to the Buddhist frame of reference. Wow.
Learner in wisdom lại tiếp tục quay lại à?
No, stop here.
Ôi, còn có 4 người này.
102 phút là tương ứng với mấy tiếng nhỉ?
Ôi, lúc này trai mình cổ VNC cô Lệ cho tốc độ 14.
Có trang rồi ra đây thì cho tốc độ 14. Hôm nào mình
hôm
chạy
qua 13 nay lên 14.
Đó, 102 phút. Mọi người chạy tiếp không? Mọi người chạy tiếp không?
Ôi, mình xin phép dần thôi.
Mình nghĩ là chạy thành 2 tiếng á, thay vì sáng mai chạy 2 tiếng, còn một bài này có mấy phút đã thành 2 tiếng này. 102 phút là từ 60 phút 1 tiếng á. Còn trong phòng Dung mình có mấy người nhỉ? Ok, mình dừng lại.
Ở đây đang mưa to quá.
Mình dừng lại nha. Mình dừng lại nhé cả nhà.
Vâng. Cô Lê mình đọc lúc 8 giờ ấy.
2 phút này. Thì
em vào phút 25.
Không. Bây giờ nha, Lê sẽ nhắn, không biết là mọi người đến bắt đầu bao nhiêu phút, Lê không nhớ thì mọi người có người vào trước, có người vào sau á. Thì như Thúy Hà là bao nhiêu phút nhỉ? Thúy Hà vào lúc nào?
Phút 25 ạ.
Hả?
Bắt đầu từ phút 25.
Bắt đầu từ phút 25 mà bây giờ 102 phút trừ đi 25. Thúy Hà trừ đi Hậu Lê với, Hồng Minh trừ đi Hậu Lê với. Mọi người tự trừ nhé.
Gì à cô Lê bảo cái gì á?
Nghĩa là mọi người chạy từ đầu, như Lê chạy từ đầu là 102 phút từ lúc 7 giờ 15. Từ lúc 7 giờ 15 đến 9 giờ thì là 102 phút. Thì cả nhà trừ đi.
105 đi, 105.
Trừ cái gì nhỉ? Xin hiểu lên
105 trừ cái giờ vào à?
Mọi người vào cái lúc nào mọi người trừ đi 102 phút. Như Thúy Hà vào lúc phút thì
ví dụ như người ta vào từ thời điểm nào người ta tính thôi, đến thời điểm nào
tính thôi chứ là không tính được. Người ra vào á. Nhá, bây giờ Lê sẽ nốt lại. Chị Anh ơi, chị tắt livestream giúp em với.
Diên giường. Con lấy sạc điện thoại của em rể.
Lê Diên tối cái.
Ôi cô Lê có Lê Diên tối đấy.
Thúy Hà 80 phút này, Hồng Minh bao nhiêu phút? Còn chị
em vào từ 8 giờ. 8 giờ cho đến
trừ đi 7 giờ
đấy đến 9 giờ không trừ đi 8 giờ cho đến 9 giờ trừ đi gì nữa 60 phút 58 60 phút.
Rồi ok, bây giờ lên nhắn trong group nhá. Bây giờ mọi người tự điền phút hộ Lê nhá. Bởi vì Lê không nhớ những ai á. Lesson này. Lesson 1 2 3 4 này. Và 1 2 3 4 và 4 tiếp này là 102 Đi này, đây này. Còn mọi người là Thúy Hà là bao nhiêu phút nhỉ?
80 phút ạ.
80 phút này.
Cho nó chẵn.
Đi này. Hồng Minh là 60 phút này. Còn những người khác này, Mỹ Duyên này. Triệu Anh ơi. Rồi, biết ơn cả nhà, chắc là chúng ta dừng lại đây thôi. Thúy Hà về đích chưa Thúy Hà? Thúy Hà, Thúy Hà hôm nay đã về đích chưa Thúy Hà ơi? Thúy Hà ơi. Ô kìa. Thúy Hà có nghe rõ lên không? Thúy Hà.
Em gọi
Chị
chị hả?
không, em hỏi Thúy Hà, hỏi biết Thúy Hà về chưa? Mỹ Duyên là 98 phút. Thúy Hà 80 phút, Mỹ Duyên là 98 phút. à, chị Tiffany là 7 phút. Tiffany là 7 phút. Chị tắt hộ em như cái nhá.